radio on your stereo. Don't compare us to anything, this a different scenario. We break records while we pushing the culture forward. Great music and big vibes right in that order. Intellectually petty radio on the stereo. Don't compare us to anything, this a different scenario. We break records while we pushing the culture forward. Great music and big vibes right in that order.
And you are now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio, brought to you by M3S3 Clothing. Men make moves and suckers stand still. And as always, the mighty Nerd DJs Radio. You already know, man. Every week, legends only. That's all we do around here. That's all we will continue to do. Today is absolutely no exception. We got author, we got producer, we got director, we got actor, and overall super fucking human being. We got Kamal Smith in the building. Hi. How you doing, King?
What's good, bro? Great intro. I was like, who we got? Who is this? You can't be talking about me. I appreciate it.
Oh, no doubt, man. You absolutely earned it, man. Yo, how's life? How's your family?
Life is good. Family's good, man. Everybody's amazing. Everybody knows me and my mom are, the bestest of best friends. So as long as she's doing good, I mean, I'm good, man.
Yo, let's talk about mom. I lost my mother 4 years ago.
Oh man, condolences, bro.
Oh, appreciate that. Absolutely my best friend on the planet, and one of only a few people that I felt got me. Yeah. Understood who I was. At what point did you really appreciate your moms?
Oh man, I mean, since I was a kid, man, the thing about my mom is that she's never ever missed any performances I ever did, right? So even before, I was acting and into film, I was an R&B singer back in the day. So, I'm talking about never missed a talent show, never missed anything. I mean, she would drive 4 hours to see any of my performances in college. She's my number one date to all of my premieres now. I mean, that's my girl, man. My mom is my heart.
That's such a beautiful thing, and ain't nothing like the love between a mother and her son.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, she's always pushed me and my brother, to go after it. If you want it, I know it sounds so cliche-ish, but she always had me believing that there really isn't anything I can't do if I put my mind to it. So shout out to Mom Dukes, and love you for life.
Absolutely. Hey, did you have an alter ego for your R&B career?
I did, man. Listen, I was the biggest Michael Jackson fan ever, right? And I know
you didn't have a Jerry curl, did you?
No, but I had the wig though. I had the wig. I didn't have a natural Jerry curl, but I had the wig. I had the glitter glove. I had the Thriller jacket. You know what I mean?
No, nigga, you did not.
Yes, I did. I was Michael Jackson for at least five Halloween straight, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay, Halloween I get, but I'm talking about like
that was every day. She had to tell me, all right, take it off, come on. You know what I mean? So, I envied being him. You know what I mean? As every kid did, but honestly, once I got to high school, I was in a boy band, man. I was in a group called Pure Blend, and so we modeled ourselves off Boys to Men. So I'm the biggest Boys to Men fan. So no alter ego, man. It was just hungry to make it, you know what I mean? But that wasn't God's will, you know what I mean? So, he humbled me and said, yeah, we're not doing this, player. We're gonna go a different route with you. So it all worked out.
So at what point do you decide that I want to do movies?
When my singing career didn't when my singing career didn't make it, I said, well, I got to do something. No, true story. So it was 2004. I auditioned for American Idol in Cleveland. I was down at the Cleveland Browns stadium, and I just knew that was going to be it. Like this was going to be. It just felt right. Mm-hmm. And you know, I made it to the second round, which I don't know if everybody knows there are different rounds to American Idol. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So back then, that's when it was Paula, Simon, and Randy and all them. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And so yeah, I didn't even get to see them, right? So I made it to the second round and got cut like quick. So came back to Detroit. You know, I'm not gonna go like all deep and say I was depressed, but I was in a funk, man. I've been chasing this dream like for a decade or more. You know what I mean? And this is like something basically had to give. You know, so my friend at the time, I was working at Chrysler Financial, and you know, she was like, "You need to go on this audition down at the Fox Theater." Because do you remember that show, All of Us, the sitcom?
No.
Okay, so that was Tisha Campbell and Dwayne Martin. But that was a really popular sitcom back then, and so they came looking for auditions for that, and I went to that, and I didn't make it, but you know, man, I made it to the next round. I got a call back, right? And I was just like, I was hooked, and so you know, I started in theater, and then getting to the film, it was obviously, you know, I say this in every interview, man. It was my brother K. Deasy who, you know, he was in one of my plays, and he introduced me to one of his boys, or two of his boys, that wanted to do a movie. And so my first movie was in 2011, a movie called Loud Pack. You know, young, you know, it's different between doing theater and film. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, I remember it was hot as hell that summer, and we had all these. You know, we had Beanie Siegel in it, Foolish was in it, Delicious was in it. You know what I mean? It was, you know, at the time to have all these people in there, I'm like, oh shoot, and I'm the captain.
That's a deal right there.
Yeah, but so it was definitely a, you know, Detroit hood classic, man, a comedy. And it I was just hooked after that, man. I didn't want to look back, so I just kept going.
What's your favorite movie
of all time?
Yeah.
A Few Good Men with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, I mean that movie. I mean the cast, the writing. You know, obviously that courtroom scene at the end, Code Red. I mean, it was just, you know, Demi Moore. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of great movies out there, and there's a lot of, you know, I guess I have a list of favorites, but if I had to pick one, because that's often asked me, I mean, I still watch that. You know, to this day, I'll just go on YouTube and watch these different clips. I mean, it was just a great film.
You ain't lying about the courtroom scene, you know, crazy.
Oh yeah. Jack,
crazy. Half the movie, but like the way they built it up, and
yeah. It taught me, that really taught me back then, not even really knowing what I was going to get myself into, but you know, looking back at it, it was like, man, you know, the way they built the story up, and you know, built Tom Cruise to be this arrogant lawyer who really didn't know everything, and I mean everything, you know what I mean? But that scene between him and Jack at the end was like, wow.
Now I know there are different categories for how you shoot a film.
Yep.
Visually, where would you place yourself as far as style?
Well, so here's the thing. Like I'm a huge action junkie, right? Huge, like not even just in film. I'm just a thrill seeker, like, you know, period, right? So like, you know, when you see movies like Wish List and Parental Discretion Advised, you know, where I'm doing all these stunts, I mean, like I really get a thrill for doing that. So you know, I guess, you know, every movie isn't that though, right? But I try to give a lot of movement in my films. Like if you really just like dissect and look at, you know, the majority of my films, I like to move. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily like, you know, a lot of shots on tripods, right? You know what I mean? Like if it's, you know, maybe like a restaurant scene, it's a date night or whatever, maybe okay. But even when then, you know, I like to be on a dolly track. You know what I mean? I like movement in my shots. I love movement. So even though it's not like, you know, jumping into a river or anything like that, it's still, you know, ways that we can capture the movement.
Yeah, but you did jump into a river, right?
Did jump into the river. There's
on a motorcycle.
No, hell no, not with the motorcycle. I was getting chased on the motorcycle, and then I came to a dead end, you know, which was the river. And so as these, you know, goons are chasing me, I had no choice but to jump in the river. So yeah.
The Detroit River?
The Detroit River, yeah.
Oh, that's horrible, bro.
That's not what you're supposed to tell me. Jobs, you're supposed to say that's great, bro. Like
No, I'm that river. I'm
Oh no, that river is definitely. I mean, yeah, looking back, it's probably not the wisest move I made as an artist, but I'm a thrill seeker. Like I said, I had every faith in the world
craziest.
my team was going to get me out of that water.
Yeah, yeah, because that man, the fucking current will take your ass under too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
What's the junkie? Like, what's the craziest shit you did?
Yeah, jump in the river. Yeah, that was, I went out a window, but I was more. I think I probably was more nervous. Looking back, I probably was more nervous to jump out the window because I actually had somebody on my shoulder, right? So now I'm responsible for another. You know what I mean? Well, jumping in a river, I can swim like a fish, like in real life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not saying that a river can't take a great swimmer under, but for whatever reason, I was calm about that move. You know what I mean? I knew I'm gonna jump in this river. I knew the rope was gonna be thrown to me. It was gonna be, it's gonna be quick. You know what I mean? And then I'd be secure. Like I really trusted my team. Going out the window though, that was all me, right? So it's the guy who's gonna blow the window right when I go through it. He counts it down to 3, 2, 1, and then it's action, and then it's on me to carry this like a firefighter, right? Carry this dude out the window and jump out the window into the to the airbag. So that was probably the scariest.
For him?
Yeah, him too. I mean, shout out to Des Cortez, man, because he had to totally trust that. You know what I mean? We was gonna be all right. You know what I mean? And we did a couple of test jumps without the window there.
Okay.
And it kind of ran smooth. I mean, looking back, you always be like, oh, I wish I had that scene back, right? I wish I could get that one back. I wish I could do that again. Looking back, I probably would have prepped more to actually, because we did that like right then and there. And the other mistake that I'm gonna tell you some Jobs, the biggest mistake was that we did this whole fight scene before that, right? So we did like a 4-hour.
Y'all tired.
We were tired as hell, bro. You know what I mean? And then jumped out the window and then went outside. And then, we did a whole fight sequence at like 4:00 in the morning in a rain machine when the rain was freezing cold. So like, you just learn, man. You learn like, oh, okay, we should have probably split that up. You know what I mean? This should have been on a whole nother day itself. But that was a crazy shoot, man. That day was all about, all the action, stunts, and fighting, and I was dead ass tired by the time I jumped out that window. Like, seriously.
Yo, how many movies do you actually have?
So it's funny when people say that, right? Because like, how many is my name attached to as far as like writing, directing, or acting in? I'm probably, I know for sure I'm over 20. I might be approaching 30. But when you think of just Kamal Smith films, I'm 8 deep. Like, these are just movies that are my movies that I produced, and are under the Kamal Smith Films umbrella.
What do you enjoy more, writing or directing?
I get that question a lot, Jobs. I have the same thrill for writing, directing, and acting, right? Each one gives me my own high. You know what I mean? When you're looking at it coming from the beginning stages, like as a writer, you're like, oh man, this looks great. Oh, I can't wait this is gonna be dope, right? And then you get into the rehearsal stage and you're seeing it come to life. That's a whole nother thrill, right? Because like, I spent a whole month writing the script, or maybe more if I have a lot going on, but typically about a month, right?
Okay.
And it's like, you just can't wait to see it. And there's so many steps that you go through, right? So then it's the casting, just the right people and all of that. So by the time you get to rehearsals, and you're seeing your words come to life, that's a whole nother thrill. So as I'm directing these people, we'll try it like this. Oh, all right, let's go. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother thrill. And then, once I'm yelling action and I'm in front of the camera, or, if I'm acting in somebody else's film, that's a whole other thrill in itself, to just be, somebody other than myself for the next 7 to 10 days, you know what I mean, while we film. So it all gets the same amount of high.
How much of, like, when you're writing, do you envision the whole movie and then put words to it, or do you kind of like, okay, I got the beginning and the end?
So yeah, I always have the ending in my mind, because for me, and this is not like law as a writer, I'm not telling anybody to do it like this who's watching this just works for me.
Okay.
For me, it's easier to write to something versus not knowing where you want to go, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like when you don't know where you want to go, a lot of times that's where you get writer's block. You know what I mean? If I know, okay, at the end of the movie, I gotta, interrupt Job's wedding and say, "Don't do it, bro." You know what I mean? That's the end of the movie. I know, okay, I got to get there. So now let's get there. So typically, by the time I have, by the time I'm about to actually write it, I don't storyboard. Man, I'm so unorthodox, bro. But like, I don't storyboard. It's all literally up in here. You know what I mean? I know what characters I want. I have the essentials. I know the plot. You know what I mean? And then man, words just start coming to me, man. I really can't even explain. It just happens like that.
And are you seeing particular actors or actresses as you go up through the writing process?
Yeah, I am, but that doesn't mean that I've written plenty of scripts where those actors or actresses don't
Yeah.
get those roles, right? But
Mhm.
in my mind, I need to see somebody. I do, you know what I mean? I can't just see a blank face. So I may say, yo, Jobs might be perfect for this role, right? And you might not get it, but like at least as I'm writing it, I'm feeling like, yep, oh, he gonna kill that. You know what I mean? And there's some people who just dead on, like, okay, like so for my for the wrong one,
Mhm.
Deuce. Deuce plays my cousin. He's like the comic relief of that movie. Nobody else could be, it was nobody. It had to be him. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's just that person. Like, you know what I mean? But I have a team, so I don't really, cast all myself. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I try to take myself out of that equation. You know what I mean? And
Really?
yeah, I mean, I'll intercede if I had, but like you just can't do all of this by yourself. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I trust my girls, man. I trust my girls, and I trust the opinions of others. Just constituents that I have in the industry, the people I call brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? The Joe Smiths, the Renicos. You know what I mean? I might call them up. I'd know for sure, at least for 2 movies. Speaking of Renika, I've let her read a couple of scenes out of at least 2 movies. Like, hey, does this make sense?
Mhm.
How do you feel when you know what I mean? Because the more you get into this industry and as many plots I've written, characters I've written, am I sounding the same? Am I redundant? You know what I mean? So yeah, you got to have somebody,
Mm.
um, you know, fact check yourself, especially from writing for ladies. You know what I mean? The ladies saying, would they say this these days, or you know what I mean? So yeah, but getting back to your point, as far as the casting, yeah, I really try to take myself out that equation, and just let my team handle it. If I come in and I say absolutely I want somebody, or I'm just not really feeling that person, I will. But yeah, I want to sit there and just cast every movie in its entirety.
How are you feeling about the movie scene in Detroit overall? Where are we as a community movie wise in 10 years?
Oh man, well, I mean, I think where we've gotten to now just it took about 5, right? So if you tack on 10, I mean, so I'll answer both questions. Where we are right now as a film industry in Detroit, I mean, we've officially became the mecca for independent films. I mean, I think that's obvious, right? So, um, I mean, when you look at Tubi, you know, what I mean, our factually, our movies, as far as films that are produced in Detroit, are the highest grossing films, right? Um,
Mhm.
People are starting to move here now, right? To film. You know what I mean? It's almost like you think about the Lions, like we're finally a destination or a sports team, a football team now that people want to come and play for. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So we have become that mecca, that home for independent film. Um, in 10 years, man, it's sky's the limit, bro. I mean, obviously, we're just gonna get better. You know what I mean? And we're gonna grow. You know what I mean? I think what I can say, I think there'll be more jobs in 10 years for everybody around. But like when you really think about it, like it's some of the same crew. I feel like our crew
Yeah.
is kind of limited, right? You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's not a whole lot of great DPs, editors, gaffers, like just the crew. You know what I mean?
Right.
Makeup artists. There's a handful, and we're recycling. They're sometimes burnt out. They're going from set to set to set. So I feel like in 10 years, definitely, these jobs will open up. There will be more DPs and gaffers and such and such. So for sure that, but yeah, I think in 10 years, man, if they call this on fire now, I mean, we'll be scorching in 10 years.
That sounds like a business opportunity, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Also, I also feel like in 10 years, man, I mean, it's going to be some of these Hollywood actors. And I'm not talking about like the D-list actors that are, past their prime. You know what I mean? Like, some of the real rising stars or the real stars are going to be, and coming through here. You know what I mean? I really feel that. Like, I really feel that.
I can't remember who I was talking to about this. I had a conversation about it. But we were talking about Tubi being the new Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a fair comparison?
Well, I mean, Tubi's owned by Fox, so I mean,
I did not know that.
Yeah, yep, Tubi's owned by Fox. So, yeah. So here's the thing, man. Here's the thing when people say Tubi, like, I just need people to understand, Tubi is a platform, just like Hulu, just like Amazon, just like Netflix, right? We get this stigma about us because they started saying Tubi movies, right? Now, let's talk about where that phrase came from. Tubi movies, the phrase itself was originated because, I mean, let's be honest, there are some movies that are not up to par. We'll just leave it like that, right?
Niggas make horrible shit.
That will never be on Hulu, never make it to Netflix, all these other platforms that I named, right? So that's where the notion that y'all see that Tubi movie, you know what I mean? Because it's trash. It's a trash movie, you know what I mean? And here's the reason I say up to par. I don't like to bash movies because I understand at the end of the day what it takes to make a movie. You know what I mean? So anybody who started from the beginning of the process and made it to the end and completed it, man, I salute you, right? It just means that you kind of have more work to do, right? To get it up to par. But being that I'm, who I am and how passionate I am about this industry, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm going to definitely make sure people know, I understand what the stigma is of Tubi movies, but you need to start saying movies on Tubi. You know what I mean? Stop saying, oh, that's that Tubi actor. Say that's the actor that I saw on Tubi. You know what I mean? Because like we put in a lot of work to do this. You know what I mean? The only difference between some of our movies versus the Hollywood movies you're seeing is they got a bigger budget. You give me $1 million budget and see what my movie looked like then, right? You know what I mean? So, or you give me the opportunity to listen. I'm so high on my talent, bro. Like, put me in a scene with Viola, and I'm gonna go toe to toe with her. It's just about opportunity. You know what I mean? So don't call me a Tubi actor. I'm an actor that you've seen on Tubi. You know what I mean? But I'm nice with it. You know what I mean? I'll put myself in a box.
I mean, you should think you dope.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, right? Like, that's just not me. That I preach that. You have to feel confidence is the name of the game in film, man. You know what I mean? And because the moment that you're not confident, that's the moment that somebody else is going to get the job, and it all starts from the auditions. You know what I mean? And just understand too, right? Like, you can be confident as hell, come into an audition and rock it, and that unfortunately may not just be you for that part, but not because you didn't do a good job, right? But that confidence that they saw on the other side of the table may get you the next job. You know what I mean? Because they remember, like, oh, what was that one guy? Oh, Jobs, yeah. Oh, shoot, I'm gonna call him for that movie. You know what I mean? Or, producers and directors, we talk like everybody else, like actors talk, right? And so I get calls all the time, like, man, you got somebody that can fit this role? Sure do. I'm gonna remember Jobs from that audition. Now, you didn't fit the role that I needed, right? And that's with me too, right? Like, I'm 45, bro. You know what I mean? Like, people sometimes forget that, you know what I mean? But like, so I can't get the 25-year-old role anymore. You know what I mean? Or the 27-year-old. Now, I might pull off a late 30s, but I'm currently pulling off late 30s. But at the end of the day, like, at the older you get, you have to continue to elevate and you have to evolve, right? So like, just because I went in that audition and maybe I didn't know like what they're looking for, I'm just coming to the audition because they said audition. So I'm gonna send my self-tape in. I'm gonna go to the audition, and if I don't get the part, it's not because I didn't rock it. It's just like I don't fit the description of what they're looking for. But my confidence is gonna make sure that I stay in people's mind.
How early do you get like the the script that they want you to read to audition?
For an audition,
Yeah.
I think different strokes, different folks. If I'm doing an audition, well, for one, this is why another reason why I said different strokes for different folks. I'm still a lover of monologues, right? And maybe that's because I started in the stage, but like I love to hear. Let me see what you got, because I feel like your monologue is your best shot. You're coming in with whatever hey, you know what I mean? It's on you. You know what I mean? You knew about this audition for 2-3 weeks or whatever. You better come in and do your thing, right? So I still like to always give that opportunity. But to answer your question directly, some people may give it the week before. Sometimes they don't. It's a cold read. You come in the audition and they'll say, here you go. We'll give you a couple of minutes to look over, the script and on the scene, and you come back in a couple of minutes and you deliver it. They just want to see what you got. But sometimes, like more often than none, if they really want you for a part, like specifically, like if I'm my team and I say, man, I think Job would really be able to pull this off, I'm gonna send it to you, in weeks in advance before you come in.
So I can be ready.
You can be ready. I'm giving you your best shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, different strokes for different folks.
So you got an acting class coming up next month, right?
Yeah, December 7th and 8th, man. Time to Act, volume 4. I think it's 4.
Is that a culture move, or is that I need to be able to scout talent and teach?
I think it's all the above. I mean, this is just facts. I'm not necessarily going into it looking for somebody per se to fill my roles for my upcoming projects, but at the same time, I am, I'm the Dr. Dre of this film industry. I'm always looking for new talent.
And that's some shit to say right there, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's how I pride myself on that, man. Like it's so much talent out there, you know what I mean? And I've worked with some of the greatest, man. You know what I mean? All the vets, I've directed them, tenfold, but they're going to continue to get jobs, right? They're always going to get jobs. You know what I mean? But I remember that time where back in 2005, somebody took a chance on me, and I can never forget that, right? And how are you going to get the experience if you don't ever get the experience, right? So that's why for me, I'm always seeking, new talent, you know what I mean, to come in and rock my new film, you know what I mean? And sometimes they're the lead, sometimes they may be supporting, and sometimes it maybe just be, quick cameo. But if you are really standing out in my class, like, you're going to get this work.
Is there a particular actor or actress that you knew before they even said a word that you hadn't seen before, but they just had something about their energy and the way they carried themselves that they were just it?
Yeah, you mean like coming into the audition or in the class?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm going to get that at least once or twice a year, where it's just, I can tell there's something about you. You know what I mean? Because the other thing about, and you just picked a really great word, energy is everything for me. You know what I mean? Good attitude is everything for me, right? You can be the prettiest girl and most talented girl, or I should say woman. But the moment you start acting like a diva and all of that, yeah, I'm not gonna use you. You know what I mean? The moment I feel that energy, yeah, I don't want you. You know what I mean? Somebody else might, and that's cool. But for me and my set, now I'm cool. So, and the complete opposite. I may have seen somebody who you may have not have been the best talent, but like for me on auditions, jobs, I'm not looking for home runs.
Okay.
I'm looking for, can I work with this person? Right? It's my job as a director to coach them up. You know what I mean? So if you just so happen to come in as a home run, then that's even better. But like, I'm not, if you flub or whatever, yeah, it's not the end of the world for me. I'll say, hey, let's do it again. You know what I mean?
Okay, but how many points can you coach somebody up? Like, say the actor is a 2 out of 10. How close can you get them to 10 just by sheer coaching? Because that don't sound like you get too much.
So here's the thing: you can coach them up to 10, but it might, if they're at a 2, but it might take a while. So obviously that 2, that may go into the cameo that I said, hey, can you be the I got a role for you as the clerk or something. You know what I mean? At the store, which is just a few lines. But here's the thing about being that clerk, right? And just having a few lines. It's about getting into the groove of things, being on set, understanding how it goes, understanding, camera angles, the lighting, right? It's the whole process of it all. So yeah, your part might not be big, but now your nervousness is going away. Like you're seeing like, oh, okay, that's how this is done. So you're automatically right then. By the time you get off set, you might already be at a 4 or a 5. You know what I'm saying? Just by that alone, right? And then we can take it to, the next stages of that extra 5 or 6 points is the actual talent part. And that might take a while. That may say, hey, come back, let's do class or take another class. You know what I mean? Take another class. But keep coming. Never be afraid to be in background. Never be afraid to, give everything, even though you're not getting anything in a sense. Because you're always going to be getting something, right? Like if you really come out, I tell people all the time, if you really come on set as a background actress with an agenda, meaning I'm going to come, I'm going to network, I'm going to meet other people, I'm going to ask them, hey, let's exchange numbers or social media. Let me know when you know about auditions. Then it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Then it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
And it's always about staying ready. You know what I mean? My very first commercial job back in long time ago was a Datatron tax commercial. And I wasn't supposed to have. I was supposed to just be background. I was supposed to have any lines, and it just so happened that the lead actor or whatever who was supposed to be the Datatron agent, something happened to him. I don't know. But thank you, whoever you was. And the producer came out, and he was like, who all can some whatever he has, who could read something real quick, who could memorize these lines real quick. And of course, everybody's raising their hand, but he was like, "All right, you come on," and that's how I got the part. So it's always good to just be ready in the moment, man.
As an actor, what has been your toughest emotion to handle?
I think hands down is probably a good man. Part 1. The infamous wall slide scene, when I open the door and I see my wife getting banged by another dude. What Joe wanted from me is obviously crushed emotion, right? Yeah. And so for me, it was harder to get into that emotion versus acting crazy at the end, right? Because acting crazy at the end, that's exhausting because it's a lot of yelling and this, that, and the other. But it to me, that was just playing around and seeing with things, right? Let's see where this goes. And Joe did a great job by allowing me to just play, play with in that torture scene. But when I open the door and I'm looking at my fiance, getting it in with another dude, one, I've never been through that emotion before.
You never been cheated on?
Not to my knowledge, but women are good. So
I've been cheated on, bro, and that's it. Oh boy.
Yeah, not to my knowledge, thank God. But so trying to pull tears from one of them. I remember, he yelled at everybody, just leave Kamal alone. I was listening to Stevie Wonder. The reason why I was listening to that is because that's one of my pop's favorite. So I'm trying to go off of the death of my father, but my father died in 2006. So it's not so I've been through those tears already. You know what I mean? So it was really just trying to find that. I wasn't finding the energy, but what I did, the trick that I did, and a couple of people know this, is that I started listening to gospel music, and I started realizing how good my life is, and so it was basically the complete opposite of sad. It was happy tears that was coming in my eyes, and then I was like, okay, and I told him, I just gave him a signal, and then I used that emotion, and went with it. So. But yeah, that was hands down the hardest. And I only say that because I don't know if you had a chance to watch Wishlist yet, but there's a scene at the very end of the Wishlist, which I won't tell because I don't know if everybody's seen the movie and I don't want to tell it. But something happens at the end where again I have to be very emotional. But it wasn't as hard this time because I've already been through it, you know what I mean, and finding my way with it in a good man. So I kind of knew that what trick to play at that point. So yeah, we'll say a good man.
That's crazy. So basically, you have to trick yourself.
For me, yeah, and I mean, it's listen, everybody is different, right? Because some people, I know so many talented actors and actresses that can just cry on spot and they can get in their zone. And one that comes to mind is Elle. She was in Parental Discretion Advised with me, and she just needed her moment. She went in the back room, and I mean, she just like that, right? I'm not that, I mean, I'm a very talented actor, but can I cry on spot? No, not yet. I haven't gotten there yet. You know what I mean? So for me, yeah, I had to trick myself to getting into that moment. You know what I mean? And it works. So you find out what's good for you.
I feel that. And so this is a question I ask everybody. So you're sitting on a park bench, and God sits down next to you and says you can ask him or her one question. What would it be?
If I could ask God one question,
Yep.
Knowing me, it would probably be, is he proud? I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's what we all, hope at, once it's all said and done, did we do right by God, right? And everything that we do. I mean, we've all sinned. We've all, none of us are perfect. But it's, if I have that moment, I just want to, with the Heavenly Father, man, did I make you proud, man? Like, because I try, you know what I mean? I hope I got it right. You know what I mean? Not that you're saying once he comes down and this is my death day, but you know what I mean? I even want to know, am I on that path? You know what I mean? I mean, so many things you can ask, right? You could ask, when am I going to die? Am I ever going to be super rich or whatever? But I mean, I don't think any of that stuff means, any value to him. So if he's coming down and about to chop it up with me, did I make you proud? I was about to say bro, but I'm not gonna call God bro.
Why not?
I don't know. I've actually seen people pray to God and say bro. But for me, I was raised. I'm not gonna.
And you know what?
But I know people. Hey, listen.
I think
people talk how they talk to him. That's just not me.
I think that you get to a point, the older you get, where your relationship to God becomes more personal. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah,
and how you pray and how you talk to God changes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at 45, man, I pray a lot differently than I did at 25, right? I mean, at 25, I was literally asking and praying for Lamborghinis and mansions. You know what I mean? Please make me the biggest star in the world. Those are my for real prayers. 20 years ago. At 45, I pray for my family. I pray for my friends. I pray for peace. You know what I mean? More than anything else, I pray for good health. You know what I mean? Everything else I feel like he's given me. You know what I mean? I don't have the mansion and the Lamborghinis, but I'm all right for what I do have, right? He's given me more than enough to be happy with. So if that number was called here and today, man, I did it, man. You know what I mean? I've lived my dream. I wake up every single day living my dream, right? Like, what more do you really want from me, right? I don't have to punch in any clock. I don't have to answer to any ball. Only people I have to answer to is when I'm on somebody else's film and they're directing me. You know what I mean? I'll take that. You know what I mean? Right. So I've been in a corporate world, man. People don't understand the sacrifices that I say I made, but I want to say that we all make trying to do this thing. I'm happy. Like I'm probably one of the happiest spaces I've ever been in a very long time. So yeah, I'm cool.
What is the difference between? As a matter of fact, let me go back. As a director, which movie have you done that you felt was your sweet spot, where you just got it right?
Oh yeah, like I just knew I was like in the groove. Like, oh, okay, I got it now.
Yeah.
I would probably say By the time I did Not Left in Vegas, I think I was in.
Sorry, hold on one second.
No, it's all good, bro. Oh, it's all good.
Oh, my fault. Just give me a little couple minutes. I'm almost done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You okay? Hi.
Front door locked. Hello.
Sorry, that's the family walking in.
No, it's all good, bro. Got a family that said what up.
Yeah, I'm on vacation. I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, nice. Okay, family vacay. That's man. I need one.
I don't get them very often.
Yeah, man. Like right after my class, I think I need to go somewhere, bro, and just rejuvenate.
Okay, I'll give you one plane ticket, round trip, all expenses paid on the planet. Where would you go?
Oh, that's easy. Hawaii.
That's it, nigga?
Yeah. One round trip, right?
Hawaii? But I mean, the whole planet?
Right. So let me tell you where my top 5.
Okay.
Where I have not been. I've been a lot of places where I haven't been, right? I haven't been to Hawaii. I haven't been to Ireland. Haven't been to Australia.
I'm absolutely not going to Australia. Have you seen the fucking animals there?
I love animals.
Oh no, this shit.
Me and the kangaroos, we can box.
You seen the spiders there?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not going to stay with the spiders. I'm not going to stay in the forest.
You will. That's their property. You just visit them.
No, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be in resorted. But
my bad. But go ahead, bro.
What was the 5th? The 5th is I said wherever. Africa. Well, I mean, so I've been to Egypt, right? I've been to Cairo, Egypt. Right? I would love to go back, to other parts of Africa and really explore, right? So now you're talking about vacation. Out of all those 5 destinations where I haven't been to yet, where am I going? Yeah, because I don't want to sight. I just want to chill, relax, sip, smoke my cigar, look at the waves, swim with the dolphins. Yeah.
Yo, Egypt. Did you see the pyramids?
I did, and I refused to ride the camel. And see stuff like that. I rode a horse where everybody else rode the camels. Camels was giving me problems, and I was like, yeah, we're not doing this. I saw the pyramids. We rode the Nile River. It was a great time, man.
Yo, what's that feel like?
I'm gonna be honest. I was young and dumb and full of the rest, right? So I was in college. I was singing. I sung with the university choir, all 4 years of choir, all 4 years of college. Excuse me. So we traveled all around the world, right? Mm-hmm. So instead of really taking it all in and understanding this is our heritage, this is our, our where it all became, it's our roots, right? I'm too busy thinking about who I'm trying to get back into the hotel room. So sad, but true. Boom, I was 19, man. It's like, I'm not taking the history like I should have been taking the history. You know what I mean?
It's hard to appreciate anything at 19.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was, we went to the Cairo Opera House and sung. Now, I took it all in there. You know what I mean? Like that was a magical moment. Like just looking around and just seeing, this majestic opera house and knowing that I had the chance to sing there that was wild. You know what I mean? I was locked in at that point.
Well, you got to sing at an opera house in Egypt?
Cairo Opera House, yeah.
Yo, in what language?
English.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you get invited to do that?
So our concert, shout out to Wilberforce University, is my alma mater, University Concert Choir. We were, and I believe still are, world renowned. You know what I mean? So I don't know the specifics of how they made that happen. You know what I mean? That was more so something my conductor, James Arthur Williams, God rest his soul. I think he just wanted to do for his kids, just as far as the culture, you know what I mean? To really give us an experience, to go out in the world and, something we can never forget, say that, that we were able to do that. So I don't know the ins and outs. I just know we had to, ask about my dad for the money to go and, got on that plane and we stopped in Amsterdam. We had I forgot how long the layover was, but I know we had a chance to walk around in the red light district and all of that. So it was cool. It was real cool. It was a great experience. Real great experience.
You still hosting the karaoke?
I do. Well, I'm back at it. I'm back at it now. We just started 2 Thursdays ago. Me and Diesel. So yeah, I'll be there tonight. But Sips on Six for everybody that's watching. Come on down, join us. It's a great time. But yeah, I was out of it for like a year and a half. But let me tell you about why I love karaoke for so much. I feel like that was my that was my contract that I never had, right? So, I never became that legendary R&B singer. So, I mean, here's my way of my outlet for my first love, which is music.
What's the most pressure you put on a woman to date her?
The most pressure I put on a woman? I don't, so I haven't dated since I've been divorced, man. I've been divorced 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is gonna sound so cliche, but I'm just married to my work, man. I'm not even thinking about, because at my age, right? Like I want to make sure that if I'm going to date a woman right now at 45, I'm not going to waste her time or mine, right? It's going to be serious. It's not going to be something just casual. You know what I mean? I really want to be able to commit to like, okay, we're going to be working on something. And I know that's just not where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? Not to say it won't be where I'm in the near future, but I'm kind of on fire right now, man. And I'm not saying that a woman would stop that, you know what I mean? But it's just I'm just not mentally, I think you got to be honest with yourselves as adults. You know what I mean? If you know you're not ready, don't waste a woman's time. I don't want to. I'm not in the business of hurting feelings or, promising a woman, something that is not. You know what I mean? So I don't put any pressure on women, man. I think they're wonderful human beings and love their scent and keep it moving, man. I don't want to smoke. I don't want no drama. You know what I mean? I'm happy. I have a fear about, like I do believe karma is real, right? And I believe, you mess around and break a woman's heart, man, that can come back to you tenfold, man. So I just rather not. Not right now. Coming soon, but I don't want to die old and alone, right? So, and I know I'm in my prime now, but I'm getting up there. So, eventually it'll happen, hopefully soon.
Oh man, like that's a fear of mine too, dying old and alone.
Yeah, man. I saw my mom. Whoa. Where's some wood? Whew. Not dying, because you said dying, right? Okay, I said growing old and alone, but so it's a difference. I seen my mom grow old and alone, and I just don't. My dad remarried, before he passed. To my second mom, Maria, love her to death. But my mom never, she never really found that one again. And she has such a big heart, man. I know that's where I get it from. You know what I mean? So I definitely don't want to grow old and alone. But right now, I'm just kind of focused on my work, and I think it's showing. You know what I mean? I think it shows that the commitment that it takes. And again, that goes back to the sacrifice, man. It's not only about not being able to be in the clubs, man. So you sacrifice time with family, friends, you know what I mean? And sometimes relationships, you know what I mean? When you're really committed to this industry.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, I think different strokes, different folks, right? But I think, yeah, it's about where your happiness is. If you're asking me right now, am I happy single? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I haven't gotten to the phase of, I'm feeling lonely and all that. No, right now I'm at peace. I'm happy. Every day I wake up, I'm just happy. You know what I mean? I always say every day I wake up, I'm still dreaming. You know what I mean? Because I'm literally get to live my dreams another day. So, yeah, I would feel overall it's worth it. And your family and your friends, I think I got lucky, right? I have a family and friend base that understands the sacrifice that I commit to doing this craft that we call filmmaking.
Yeah.
Right? And so, they don't, oh man, you've been fake late. You know what I mean? My whole family, man, I just got a text from my Aunt Patty, because we meet every year over there for Thanksgiving. And, she's putting in a group text to the family. We can't wait to hear all about, what's new in the movie business. You know what I mean? So I think if you have an understanding team of family and friends, then yeah, you know what I mean? Then it's worth it.
Is there a story out there that you've heard or a biography you'd like to do?
A biography I like to do. That I think has been done already. So is it okay for me to repeat?
Okay.
All right. So I would love to do in some fashion, right? Not saying being a lead actor or even directing, but maybe even writing or whatever. I think Kwame's story was so untouched. Like the world really needs to know what went down with Kwame Kilpatrick. You know what I mean? I would love to see that on a bigger scale. You know what I mean?
Touching on that, Coleman Young. Same thing for me. Like
Coleman Young, yeah.
Oh,
Both black males, mayors, black African men is what I'm trying to say, of Detroit. Coleman Young was even more, probably his story is probably more prolific than Kwame's. Like when you think about it, you know what I mean? And the younger generation don't really even know about him like that, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, I love, the biography or biopics of the big stars. I love that, right? I love, when, Biggie had his and so on and so on and so on. But I love the underdog stories you don't even know about. You know what I mean? Like I love a good, war hero story. I love a good, hidden figures, right? You know what I mean? I love stories like that. It's like, wow, like I had no idea, you know what I mean? When it's told right, so I would probably say, I would love to, I guess, keep my ears to the street, keep my eyes open, because there's so many great stories out there that people just don't know about, man. There's so many, stories that will touch your heart and make you want to be a better person in life that, people don't even know about, man. I mean, every day there's somebody doing something special in life. You know what I mean?
Versus there's a story I got for you, bro.
You said what?
The first person, I got a story for you. And I can't remember his name. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but he was the first guest I ever had on the show. This was 10 years ago.
Okay.
And this dude was the first Pinkerton black detective, the first brother to personally guard the president.
Wow.
They tried to kill this nigga for knowing too much. Like just his story, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was so powerful that me and my two co-hosts at the time probably may have said 20 words for the whole hour.
Wow.
And the way this man has told his story was just, it was incredible.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro.
And I'm sorry I cannot remember his name. It was a long time
ago. I'm a big researcher. So you say first black Secret Serviceman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, not the first black Secret Serviceman, the first black one to actually protect the president.
Okay. Yeah. That'll give me a better.
Matter of fact, I want to say it was Kennedy that he was on that duty.
He was on his detail. Okay.
Oh, and the way he was saying that the white boys was talking about Kennedy was bad.
Wow.
Almost to the point where, like, they were okay with that nigga getting unalived.
Yeah.
Before it happened, man. Yeah. Yo, hell of a story.
I'm gonna look him up.
Is there anything that you got coming up that people can audition for?
So I've been kind of just teasing to everybody, again, my class is an audition in itself. Usually I do my class annually every second weekend of November, but because I'm filming right now, I just went ahead and pushed it back to December 7th and 8th. And then usually I do my auditions in December. So I probably won't, if I do any auditions, I have a lot coming up next year. I'm excited to say about that. My series being like the number one thing. Well, A Good Man 3 and my series is probably number 1A and 1B. That will be.
What's the name of the series? We want to plug that.
Cover Up.
Okay.
Yeah, not The Cover Up, just Cover Up. And it's special, man. It's gonna be, it's gonna be nice like that. So that being said, I'll be looking, of course. We'll see what happens with my class, and then we'll move on from there. But if I do have any auditions, it'll be soon, but it'll probably be January. The thing about me is I like to have months and months to prepare for my films, right? I take my pre-production very seriously, which makes it go, set and that much smoother. So, yeah, I would suspect probably January for auditions.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
I know you got a lot of shit to do. Is there anything you want to tell the people before you leave? They want to get in touch with you. They want to hire you.
Yeah, man. If y'all want to get in touch with me, my social media handle is Kamal Smith 2 on Instagram. Facebook is Kamal Smith, but Kamal Smith 2 on Instagram. And then my team is daily checking my emails. Shout out to my girl Cam. Shout out to my girl Shelby. So if you want to email me direct, it's Kamal Smith Film Media at Gmail. Not films with S, so it should be MM. Kamal Smith Film, FILM, and then media, MEDIA at gmail.com. Feel free to send your resumes and your monologues there as well. We are also checking them. And I'm saying that seriously. I'm not a person just lie and say stuff because it sounds good. We really do check our emails, and they send me notifications like, yo, you need to check this email out for this girl or whatever all the time. Other than that, guys, thank you all, because if it wasn't for y'all, there would be no us. I'm speaking right now on behalf of the whole film community. If y'all don't press play and watch our movies, we're out of jobs, y'all. So we humbly thank y'all for pressing play and telling other people to press play. It's so very important that we continue to do that so that we can continue to make good content for you all. And other than that, if y'all haven't seen Wishlist yet, that's my newest movie that's out right now. It just came out 3 weeks ago. Please watch Wishlist. You will not be disappointed. And my new one, You Remind Me, is should be dropping any Friday now. So be on the lookout for that.
Yo, and if nobody told you today, bro, I'm proud of you.
Oh, bro, thanks, man. It's been an honor to be on this show, man. Great meeting you too, bro. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely an honor, bro.
Thank you.
No, man, I'm gonna let you go. Have a dope ass day on purpose.
Hey, I like that. And you have one back, bro. Hey, enjoy your vacation. When are you done? How many more days you got?
3.
3 more days. Enjoy your vacation. Try not to do a damn thing but drink wine. I know, that's what I'm saying. I saw you sipping, bro. So yeah, man. Enjoy your vacation, man, and tell your family thanks for giving me this hour with you. I really appreciate the interview, bro.
No doubt, man. It was an honor, man. You have a good one, bro.
Thank you again.
No doubt. Peace.
All right, peace, bro.
Yo, you already know, man. We got Bronco McCart coming up in about an hour, 7:00, and we're gonna tap out for the week. And see y'all next week. All right, no doubt. This is Jobs. This has been another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio, and I'm out.